Hey there, friends and fans. Welcome this week to episode 11 of the Kingdom Hearts Fun and Mix Let's Play. This is Grandmaster Arcturus. This is on behalf of the KH Wiki, and with me this week is Newmans.
Hails and horns.
Last week we left off with putting Donald back in the party stash and pointing at Jack.
Party space.
Yep. We're just gonna rock Jack for this little bit because we don't need magic being flung about because it's kind of fairly pointless for these next two boss fights.
Yeah, who needs that?
Exactly. And right now I'm waiting because there's a ghost that's hanging around that I'm trying to get rid of by having him not be... Basically, if you don't interact with an enemy after a while, it will go away.
I always thought that you had to be like a certain distance away from its spawning point or something.
Well, no, because it'll follow you. So if you just basically just keep it, just don't interact with it, it'll go away. See, the problem is the reason that it's still there is because Jack's still interacting with it, and now he'll go away. Now the search ghost that Jack was interacting with will go away.
You know, I'm really glad that they got rid of this little quirk when it comes to opening chests in later games.
Yeah, being able to open chests during battle is quite helpful.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should make you waste time in battles if you don't have to, just to get a chest.
Yeah, I mean, if basically the reason you're waiting is because you're waiting for a battle to an enemy to go away because you don't want to fight it, that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, just a bit.
These I decided to kill because I was like, well, they wouldn't really go. The chest I'm trying to get to is one level below, but I wouldn't be able to get rid of these make these gargoyles just go away by not interacting with them because I'd be too close, and Jack and Goofy would probably keep trying to kill them, and it would just be a never-ending cycle because they would vanish, Jack and Goofy would come back, then the gargoyles would come back, and then it would just be a never-ending cycle. Unless I killed them.
Yeah. Last episode we were talking about how the gargoyles compared to some other enemies are fairly straightforward, but on this part of the world, on Oogie's Manor, where you can fall so easily to the very bottom and, you know, mess everything up, they become much more annoying.
Oh god, yes. I remember multiple times where I've been trying to attack them and I'd been doing an air combo and my air combo would finish and I'd fall straight down to the little valley below.
Can we talk about how weird it is that Oogie has these cages with chests all around his house?
Yeah, that is kind of awkward. Kind of seems, I can't understand quite the reasoning for it.
No, I don't.
Time to throw some items onto my item slot so I'll be able to use them.
Just on you?
Pretty much. I don't really see the need to throw them on the other guy, on my allies, because they'll just use them too quickly.
Isn't that the way?
Indeed it is. I figured having one high potion, then the rest be, Oh wait, no, I guess I did throw, items on them because I figured... That's right. My, strategy basically, for the second boss fight actually revolved around... Basically, I decided to play it exactly like you would play... I will show you how to play a future secret boss.
Mm-hmm. Here we are. It's go time.
Indeed it is.
It seems really weird that they decided not to voice that one.
Yeah, because it's kind of awkward to go from text to spoken dialogue. That's one of the many areas where that happens.
attention.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Pretty weird choice.
That happens much less as we go as you'll go further into the series with each successive game. You'll see, and it actually works a lot better in Kingdom Hearts Reach Into Memories, because basically the way it works in that game is everything in the worlds is in text dialogue, and then everything between each between each floor or world is
fully voiced.
Is fully voiced, yeah.
Yeah.
And this
Alright,
battle.
so you sped this one up a bit, I think. I see.
Yeah, basically because the battle took so long. Because I would sometimes miss him, or because it's just that I just was not doing enough damage to make the battle go fast enough. It's more useful on the second boss fight, which you'll see that I sped that up too. It's kind of annoying when your allies jump on the platform where you're trying to damage Oogie, because because it's like a certain amount of. He takes a certain amount of hits, and then he goes invincible and knocks you off the platform. Yeah. And your allies can suck up some of those hits if you're not careful.
Right.
And given that you get the most damage from finishing a combo, sometimes you just don't get the max amount of damage from Sora.
If they interfere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of annoying.
It's kind of.
I was just gonna say it's kind of annoying, but you learn to work around it. And I managed to get 3 levels off of that.
That shows how underleveled you are.
Indeed, it does. I think I get still like 2 or so on the next one.
It's pretty ridiculous how they don't give you like this first stage is just so drawn out because of all the little things. Like you can't stop him from regaining health from that machine of his.
Well, that's only if he rolls a 6.
Really?
Yeah, if he rolls a 6, which you can prevent by by knocking the dice back.
Right.
But if he rolls a 6, that's when he goes healing machine and runs over and gets healed. And it's if he rolls a 6 on any of the dice.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what you want to prevent, is him getting a 6 on any of the dice. Because then that just backs the battle up a little. And
are there any rolls that are bad for him?
No. The only way a roll is bad for him is if you knock the dice back, because that does that knocks the die that you hit back at him, and it does a little bit of damage to him.
Right. I don't think there's ever really a good explanation for why Oogie turns into his mansion. It's just really weird.
I guess I didn't speed this part up.
Oh, that's okay. It's a lot more exciting than the other one.
Yeah, that may be why, because it's just so straightforward. That last battle is so straightforward. Yeah, that's why it was. I remember thinking, well, this battle is so straightforward. It's not. I don't really need to keep it normal speed. This is this one I keep it normal speed just so you can see what all you have to do and how annoying it is, because how much you have to deal with.
Would you say it's easier to start from the ones on top and work your way down?
Oh no, I always start from the bottom and go up. I have never ever started from the top and gone down. Come to think of it though, it might be easier, I don't know.
Well, because there are more counterattacks as you go on, right?
That's true, yes.
And if you start from the top and work your way down, then if you get knocked off, you have less backtracking to do.
Well, that wasn't my issue. like this took me several tries, but the only reason it did was because of the counterattacks themselves, not the knockback.
That's fair.
Because they did so much damage.
Come on.
And because you have to be like right up close to keep hitting the purple orbs of darkness.
Right.
With your melee, so unless you're using magic to attack the purple orbs, which is actually a very possible way to do it, like you'll see here. And now I'm gonna make my way to the next.
Fire! Fire!
And it was here
Right,
where I
so-
started to think that I might actually beat it this time.
So right now you've got the fire coming at you, and you got a couple gargoyles chasing you.
Yeah, and then also the dark Paraga as well. Basically the fireballs, the dark Paraga, and then the gargoyles.
Heal!
And
Is
then
that what's
whatever the
happening right
gargoyles
here?
throw.
Fire!
What was that?
The smoky orbs that were coming at you, was that...
That's the
The
dark
dark-
Paraga. I don't think it's actually technically dark Paraga, but I consider it dark Paraga.
Fire!
Because it looks pretty much the same thing.
Heal!
Like, pretty much the same thing.
Defense!
That's fair.
Fire!
Once you get up to this one, you really don't have much to worry about because it's
See ya!
fairly... You pretty much won once you've gotten to the top one.
That didn't actually take so long in the end.
No, not really. I mean, there were other tries. Basically, the video would have been much longer if I'd kept the first battle in at normal speed.
Right.
Like, I think it might have been a little over 30 minutes, and I figured better to have it under 25 than over 30.
Yeah. So how many tries did the second round take you?
The second fight, probably about, I'd say at least 10. I've really learned my lesson from speedrunning. I'm not a good speedrunner. That's a first level of gravity there too.
Yeah, since you didn't get any from Olympus Coliseum,
Sally,
right?
That's right.
why didn't
And
I listen to you?
and that's
Don't
like
feel bad,
one of the. I think I
We'll
may have
come
mentioned
up
this,
with
but
another
gravity is
plan
like
for
one of the
Halloween.
best spells in the game, especially if you're going the
Next
rod
time,
route, like
we'll do it together.
I have been, because the more MP you have, the way the formula works for gravity is it kind of works like the way you would think it would in in a regular Final Fantasy game, except it doesn't. Because you actually can kill gravity. It does a percentage amount of damage, but the more MP you have, the higher that percent is, up to and over 100%. And then that also changes depending on if it basically only changes for bosses, because bosses are somewhat resistant to gravity.
That's true.
So, but for regular enemies, gravity works wonders, because you can do like 100. You can kill them right out. You can one-shot enemies with gravity if you have enough MP. Or have a high enough max MP, I should say. And here I'm just screwing with my equips because I'm wanting to max out my MP as much as I can. And unfortunately, right now, Ray of Light is the only item I have that raises MP. So I'm trying to figure out if I can raise my MP more than just that one item, and it doesn't look. I'm like, I guess I really can't. That kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Eh, well.
Oh, you work with what you have.
Yeah, pretty much. Then I decided to just screw it and just go with a little bit higher defense, and then getting and having my MP higher. figure defense is probably a good thing to have.
Yeah, it's fairly underrated.
Then
Alright,
it'll also help because I have a lower level right now, so any higher defense, anything that raises my defense any is better.
Mm-hmm. You gotta last long enough to get to Neverland.
Yeah. Which, funnily enough, that's our next world.
Thank God. Been a long time coming.
Yeah. And we will actually get there. I believe we actually make it there this episode too. We may not have. I think we may leave as soon as we get our end the episode as soon as we get there. I believe, but I do believe we actually do make it there and watch the first cutscene.
That's fine. And now you gotta go all the way back to the save point.
It's not that bad. At least it's not that far. It's not so incredibly far like some worlds.
Yeah. Plus, at this point, there won't be any Heartless to
Interfere
slow you
with
down.
Yeah. And actually, from this point on, there are no more Heartless in that first portion of the world either. Like from the save point to the Fountain Square. In the Fountain Square, there aren't any more Heartless ever anymore.
Cool. Whee!
Yep. So let's make our way to. If you'll notice, the gummy ship looks a little different. That's because
a lot of bombs.
You're
talking about your gummy ship.
Yeah, I accidentally sold all the Protect and basically all the armor gummies because I didn't think that you could sell them off.
Huh.
Because I thought anything that was equipped to your gummy ship wouldn't be selectable to sell off. Apparently I was wrong.
So what'd you end up doing?
Well, I ended up selling them off because I wanted money for ethers and stuff for that boss fight, and I did not realize that you could sell what was equipped to your gummy ship.
I would just like to say this is such a toy, like bathtub ship.
Yeah, right now it is.
Yeah.
It won't be later because as of the current recordings, this ship actually looks very nice. Granted, it's like a whole bunch of random colors that don't really make sense together, but it still looks pretty nice.
Maybe everything just looks different when it's in space.
I didn't think.
Yeah,
you'd
maybe
come,
that's what
Sora.
it is.
Good to see you again.
Well, where are Donald and Goofy?
Are they that important to you?
Oh my God!
More important than old friends? Instead of worrying about them, you should be asking about her.
Ah, well, we found her.
Kairi!
That's right. While you were off goofing around, I finally found
Granted,
her.
she's slightly comatose right now.
Not so fast.
Just a bit.
No shenanigans aboard my vessel, boy.
Riku, why are you siding with the Heartless?
This
The
guy.
Heartless obey me now,
Yeah,
Sora.
this guy indeed.
Now I have nothing to fear.
You're stupid! Sooner or later they'll swallow your heart!
Not a chance. My heart's too
Neverland
strong.
is such a silly
Riku.
world.
Yeah.
I've picked up a few other
You know what I say to
tricks as
Riku?
well.
I'd like to say to
Like
Riku, you
this,
know, he's
for
got a
instance.
point. They will swallow your heart. May
You
not
can go see
seem
your
like they
friends
will
now.
right now, but
Let's get underway already. And keep Sora away from Kairi until we're ready to land.
not exactly sure why he'd want to
That scurvy brat
keep him
thinks he
away.
can order me around.
Why he'd
What
want
shall
to
we do, Captain
let
Hook?
Sora get near Kairi
Nothing.
even after they
The
land.
hold is crawling with Heartless.
Yeah.
Let them keep an eye
It's
on
kind
the
of a weird
brats.
point.
But
I mean, it just
Captain,
seems like he'd want to
you know
keep him
who's
away all
also
the time.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Of course, that's only
Oh, that dreadful sound.
it's only because he doesn't. I only say that
Are you
it would work
quite
out
sure?
that way in the
Did I imagine it?
for his current
Oh, my poor
plan because he doesn't
nerves.
realize that Kairi's heart is in Sora's, which, spoilers, we learned that in Hollow Bastion.
Yeah. Nobody knows right now except
Yeah.
for Ansem, I suppose.
You don't say.
Yeah, It was definitely
Although,
Kairi.
you kind of wonder
We found her.
why he would know that.
Right. Yep. Then let's go up and talk.
I think he can just sense
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, but first,
it. That, or he already knew who the princesses apart were,
Oh.
so it's kind of
Sorry.
like...
Yeah.
So he knew that if she didn't have her, he knew that he could probably sense it, sense
How
where
you
it was
doing
at.
there? Looking for a way out?
Do you think Donald and Goofy were just lying there waiting for
Who
Sora
are
to
you?
come?
I'm the answer to your prayers.
I don't know. I think they may have been standing
then.
there, and then
Fine.
he just fell on
Your
top
way.
of them.
But you're stuck in here too, aren't
That's
you?
convenient.
Nope, I'm just waiting for someone.
Who?
A fairy!
Tinkerbell, what took you so long? Great job. So you found
I'm just
Wendy?
waiting for my 10 o'clock appointment.
Hold on. There was
Indeed.
another girl there too? Are you crazy? There's no way I'm gonna leave Wendy there.
aha! She must be pretty jealous.
Here, Donald is both
Come on.
pretty
kid.
quick
Open
on the
up the
uptake
door.
and pretty stupid.
Yeah, you don't anger a woman.
I'm Peter Pan.
I'm Sora.
Okay, we're in this together, but only till we find Wendy.
Anyways,
Peter
this is-
Pan's a jerk.
yes. Anyways, we're here at the end of the episode, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it here.
Alrighty.
And next week we will explore Hook's ship and see where that takes us. So see you then.
Peace out.